Hey folks, thank you very much for tuning in. We're just going to carry on building the medieval town square then from the Lego Icons range. So I started this on Friday night. We've got a few bags through, so I've got a couple of little structures kind of started and built up. We've got this little Blacksmith Hut here, and at the start of this, I'm not entirely sure what it is. I thought it was a little for a cheesemonger's hut, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But I think it'll as we sort of get through the build, it'll make a bit more sense. So we're just starting on bag number 6 here. Just can't get these instructions to sit well. Can't get the parts out. Quite a few pieces in this bag. So we should get up through this little sort of structure pretty well. So kind of the way the set is built, there's kind of like 2 aspects to it. There's, you can mix up like 4 or 5 little buildings that sort of fold back in themselves and creates sort of a little sort of market. So turn this around just for you. So that's kind of the finished build there anyway. So we're just working, we've done this little building here. We're working on this little bit, excuse me, we're working on this little bit that goes on the side then. And then there's this little building as well, so that'll kind of finish off. I don't know if you can actually see any of this. Is that better? I've removed my camera for this feed, and it's not quite sitting as pretty. But anyway, yeah, so I'll pop that back in the background anyway. So yeah, there's these couple of little buildings here. It's probably easier to see actually from there. Yeah, so we've got this little one here, which is sitting in front of us. And then we're kind of working on this little hut by the side, and then we've another little hut that goes on the other side of it. And then, like I said, these kind of fold over. The back sort of closes up to create like one whole building, or it opens up to create like a few little buildings, like more of a facade style. And then we've got a couple more on the other side, which we will get to soon as well. So they all represent, you know, lots of different little kind of buildings that you would expect to see in a market. All of them, you know, serving a very particular purpose. We've got like a woodcutter, we've got an ironmonger, with like a bakery or a brick tour, is that you? Yeah, so very specific pieces. So we're just cracking on with this little side build now then. So we'll keep working our way through it, and it should build up nicely. Right. How's everybody else doing then this Monday evening anyway? I hope your weeks have started off well. Remember guys, if you've just tuned in for the first time, be sure to give the channel a wee bit of a look over, and if you enjoy the content, drop us a wee like and a wee sub, and obviously give the wee video, get the live a wee thumbs up as well. It really helps sort of promote the content to other sort of fans of Lego and whatnot, so I would appreciate your help to sort of promote things. There's my pink Lego indeed. Lego is life, I believe. Is that right? What do we all think about that? It's a medieval town square, so you can just kind of see the set, well, the box of the set sitting in the background, presenting itself there. So I think I sort of mentioned in the previous video that my intention with this building is to sort of use it as like a little Esme. Yeah, I want to use this as a little market town within my layout. I'm not sure if that's the right brown. It's a bit darker, but no, it's only one in there. Yeah, I kind of want to create a wee market town within my layout, and I thought this set sort of presented itself really nicely. So it will pretty much be the foundation then of the town itself. I can kind of build up from there. So obviously it's not very original with it being a sort of an official set rather than something that I've created myself, but so just in the interest of laying down something that I and just creating a bit of substance, I kind of want to just put in a few wee builds that I can then use as inspiration to sort of expand upon and sort of build out and add my own little elements to it. So quite like this little build. I have the Nice Castle as well, so like I said, I kind of envisage some sort of a market town. It'll only be small. I don't have an enormous warehouse where I can just have sort of unlimited amounts of Lego, so it kind of has to be more of a representation of a town rather than the full town itself. But the intention is, yeah, just to have you know, this little square, the castle perhaps in the background, sort of representing, you know, like one of the main focal points of the little town, and then there'll be a little train station or something, and then the impression of the town going off sort of beyond what you can see in the tables and the layout itself. So yeah, I thought this was quite a cool little set and a good way to kind of get started building up this little town anyway. And then, you know, if I sort of get creative and come up with anything myself, then I can obviously swap these bits out or maybe tweak them a little bit so that they're a little bit more original to me. I'm not super creative. I also do enjoy sort of building the sets. So I know a lot of people sort of find that layers can be a little bit boring if it's just sort of built up sets, because it kind of mirrors everybody else and what they have done. But just going to move this all over so you can actually see what I'm doing a little bit better. I kind of changed my camera position for today to try and sort of get a wee bit more in, but I appreciate it just mightn't be the easiest to kind of make out what we're up to, but hopefully that's a little bit better now. How is everybody anyway? Make sure and say hello in the chat. So a reasonable size of a set this as well. It's kind of coming in at 3,304 pieces, you know, so there's quite a bit to it. It should take a little while to get through and get built up. Which is good. I built the Hocus Pocus house last time out. It's hiding sort of down on that back wall or somewhere. And I thought it would have taken me a little bit longer than it did, but I just really rattled through it. I think we did it maybe in like a couple of live streams, which obviously is nice because I love getting the actual builds finished, because it's nice to kind of see the end result, but I also like them to last a little bit of time, don't you? So we're kind of just building up a wee bit of a structure here then, obviously for the roof. So this is quite a short building, but with quite a high-pitched roof on it. So you can just see we're kind of building that angle in here with bricks and plates at the minute. And then the actual roof is quite nice. It's built with loads of these here pieces, sort of all lined up, overlapping each other. So it kind of is almost like it's almost thatch-like. I don't know if you can see that. I'm struggling to actually locate the camera here myself. Hopefully you can see that there now. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, lots of these wee pieces kind of all just overlap one another. So creates a nice, like I say, like a dark thatch effect. Easier said. Which is nice. I'm absolutely buzzing this week too, because on Wednesday evening there's a Lego store opening in Belfast. and it'll be our first Lego store in the country. There is obviously some in Southern Ireland, which is great. It's not that far out of the way really. However, we have never had one here in Northern Ireland, and yeah, so our first store is opening on Thursday, and I've actually managed to get myself a wee invite to the preview event on Wednesday evening. So I'm really looking forward to getting down to that. Should be so good. I've been waiting for this for so long. Finally, I'll have sort of quick and easy access to a pick-a-brick wall. It's only about, I don't know, about 30 minutes from my door to the centre, Victoria Square, that the Lego store is going to be in. So yeah, I really can't wait. Sound like such a kid, but hey, I've been waiting for this for so long. Okay, so there's, just as I was saying earlier, I'll just give you a wee bit of an idea then, so you can just see that the bricks kind of just overlap one another, and not the bricks, I'm not sure what you call these little sort of ridged plates. So yeah, they just kind of overlap each other. Terrible at locating the camera here, and yeah, it creates quite a nice effect. It's a nice sort of roof style that. I do apologise for my absolutely shocking camera work. And like I said, I've just moved my camera for this stream, and well, yeah, I'm really struggling to locate it whenever I'm holding stuff up to it. Let me know in the comments if what you think of the layout. Is it okay? Is that kind of what you would want to see when you're watching a live stream, or would you like the camera just a little bit closer up, a wee bit more closer to the action? I'm sort of working toward creating a new room to do my live streaming in. At the minute I do it in my study. I can't do it in my Lego room unfortunately because I've got no internet. At the minute I do it in my study, and I've got a very sort of small space to work with. I can only have the camera kind of alongside or behind, and I don't have anything to sort of stand it behind me. So I'm looking at, we have another room in the house that's kind of a dumping ground at the minute, and I'm looking at getting it cleared up so that I can put a little table in there and have the camera facing me, so that obviously I can kind of build and look into the camera as well, which I think will be quite interesting. Everyone gets to look at my ugly mug. But yeah, let me know in the comments if this current setup is okay, if you know, sort of. Or if you think I should, I can bring the camera down. I have it propped up, so I can bring it a little bit lower down if that makes it a wee bit easier. Right, we've got some funky stuff going on here to get a bit of angles. So there's like a little half circle window that just got in there. I don't know if you can see it there. And we now have to get a little bit creative to get the little roof pieces to sort of angle around. So we're just using some bars and that's not right. I've done that the wrong way. What have I done here? That's okay, I'll go on the other side. Oh, that's a good idea. That's pretty neat. I'll hold that up in a wee second just so you can see. So it's just to sort of curve the sort of window out around that little sort of semicircle, and to curve the roofing out around that semicircle window. That's very well done. But yeah, I'll show you on one side. I can find the right pieces. There we go. So yeah, it's not brilliant, but so you can see there that we've got little bars and little clips, and just allows you to swivel these pieces so they can kind of be tilted around. around the actual window, just to give that wee bit of curvature, which is very good. I was missing a piece. I'm sure earlier when I started building, I dropped a piece and I couldn't find it. I wasn't sure. I did drop a couple and I found one, but I thought another one went. So there's a small chance that I may get to a point of this build and be missing pieces. Hopefully not. So I really should be watching the football at this point. Big match on tonight. I don't know if anyone in the chat's in the football at all, but there's a real kind of grudge match going on in the Premiership tonight. Part of me wanted to watch it, and another part of me was like, you know what, I kind of want to do a bit of building as well, so I've actually decided to build today. But I'll try and keep an eye on the score if I can. For anyone just joining, thank you very much for popping by, appreciate it. We're just working on the medieval town square from the Lego Icons range, so this is sort of the second stream. We started working on it a few nights ago, and we're about maybe a fifth of the way through the build so far. So yeah, obviously if you want to track the progress of the build, be sure to drop us a wee sub, and give us a wee thumbs up in the video as well, just so I know if this content carries sort of any appeal or not. Alright, and that's the roof almost built up. Just one more sort of line to go along the top of it, and then else is finished. There's still a few pieces left, not sure where they go yet. That goes there. I think they all maybe come up the side of the build. Oh yeah, of course they do. Got one up there. And then these all just go up here, and it's just a wee bit of an overhang. And I think that'll be that build finished. I was thinking suspicion these all kind of join together at some point. Johnny boy, how are you? Hope you're good. Thank you very much for dropping by. Thanks for saying hello. There we go. That's that little building finished. So, like I said, it's a fairly small structure, but I love the style of it. I love the colours, like that nice Tudor pattern that they've done, and the sort of dark red windows as well. And then that roof is pretty cool. So yeah, happy days. That's that finished. So that moves us on bag number 7. So I'll just pop this over to the side, and I'll go and get the next bag. Alright, so there's much left of this bag. It shouldn't take as long to get through this one, so looks like kind of stuff for the outside. I've lost the bar. Yeah, it's pretty neat set. Don't need white. I must say I'm enjoying the build so far. It's not the hardest. There's some nice details. I think it'll sort of really accompany the nice castle really nicely. Okay, so we've got our next minifigure here. So seems to be an older gentleman with scissors, so I'm not entirely sure what his job is. I don't believe there's any hairdressers or salons in this build. Not not the most creative or imaginative of outfits. There is printing on the front and rear of the torso, but the legs are just standard dark blue legs. And there's only one, only printing on one side of the face, so I'll just let you have a look at them now. Okay, there we go. So this is our latest gentleman. I think this is the second person that we have then within our layout. So you can see there the printing on the front, and then on the rear as well of the torso. There's a wee bit of printing as well, which is quite nice. But there's only that front face, and then he does have great locks as well. That's some kick-ass hair, I must say. So we'll just pop him over to the side then for now, and we'll sort of crack on with. We need to bring this back over actually. Maybe just set him over out of the way. Okay, so first thing up, we've got a little beehive, which is nice. Nice little printed tile on top of this. And a cool beehive piece, which, okay, we need to put that on. I remember from the Winnie the Pooh set. And then you've got these cute little bees, and they go on top. I don't know how easy it is to see that there, but I think they're class little printed tiles. Oh dear, I can't get the focus. But yeah, we've got the little bee on there, which is cute. So that just goes in the front then. We also have a pumpkin. So just some nice little details here, just to sort of lift the exterior of the building. It just goes on there, and then we have a little bucket or pail or whatever you want to call it, full of water. I'll pop that wee stud in. Where's the handle? What colour's the handle? Black. There it is. And then that just sits to the front as well. And then you've got sort of a little vegetable patch here, so we've got some, looks like maybe carrots and parsnips growing at the front. And then a wee bit of foliage going on the side of the building here. So let's see, I think that goes on there. I think it's that yellow floor. Alright, that's it. So yeah, it just brings a wee bit of colour and life to the front of the build there. I've got everything. Okay, we've got a bit more plant life to come yet, so we'll carry on building away here. And then we've got that nice little bee piece again, so there's another little one sitting on this plant here. Getting some nectar to take back to the hive. Like all these wee details. Just adds a wee bit of story and a wee bit of life to the build, rather than just like a sort of a lifeless building. I think that goes in there perhaps. Oh, we've got a chimney going on here as well. I just wonder what went on the side there. There's a wee bit of smoke coming out of the chimney. There we are. And then we've obviously harvested some vegetables. We have a carrot and a parsnip here that have been pulled out of the ground and are being stored away in a little container. So someone's obviously very handy with the garden. And we've also got dagger that's meant to be in here, so I don't really understand why it's in there, but there it goes. Okay, and then we just have the door then that goes on the side. So what's quite nice about this is it's a brick built door. So it's using sort of a 4x4 modified plate with little hinges on it. And then it's just sort of built up from there, which is nice. I like brick built doors. They're a bit more creative looking sometimes than the sort of standard or print doors you get from Lego. Some nice dark green paneling then as well. And then it just uses one of these wee, not sure what you call those pieces, just like a little sort of hinge clasp bar piece as a handle. And then that doesn't pop on there because we're still a bar to put in. Darn. I lost the bar. Right. There we go. And then that just clips on there. Maybe needs to move up a wee bit. There we are. That's very cool. So that's just a little door then that goes on the side there. As you can see, it's a nice wee brick built door just with plates and tiles. And then we can open and close that. So I like that. That's cool. And then we have another little structure here. I'm not really sure what this is. Let's build it up and see what we get. Anyone just joining, thank you obviously. And yeah, we're just working our way through the medieval town square build here. So it's a Lego icons build, sort of from the castle line. It's kind of a remake of a set from back in the, I don't know, I can't remember when it was. Back when I wasn't collecting Lego anyway, so maybe in the 2000s. So it's kind of like a more modern take on that set. Maybe not quite as exciting and interesting looking, but it's nice enough. So we're just building that up anyway then. We're just fairly not too far through it yet. We're on to bag 7 and there's 30 odd bags in total, I think, so there's still quite a bit to go. I'm just trying to sort of follow this build here. There's some interesting clips and stuff going on here, and I'm really intrigued to see what this is that we're building. Okay, so that just clips down in there and holds that all nice and firmly in place. So yeah, we just started this in the previous stream anyway, and we're just sort of progressing through it anyway. Should hopefully maybe get about halfway to the halfway point tonight, depending on how long we stay on for. We'll just see how much activity there is. Okay. It's like medieval lightsabers here. I'm not really sure what I'm building. Funny. Any guesses as to what this might be? This interesting little contraption here. It's like bars and clips and all sorts of funny stuff, but I'm not sure what this is. I haven't, to be fair, I didn't really look too much at the instructions to see them for just building and working out as I go along, but it's interesting. These pieces here don't really go together very well. to sort of connect. They don't seem to clip in terribly well. Curious little contraption this. Okay, we've got a big sticker going on anyway. I have no idea what we're doing here. This is a reasonably sizable sticker, so I'm a tad apprehensive about this, but I'll do the best I can. I'll use the trusty old brick separator technique. I sometimes find these bigger stickers are a little bit harder because when they get close to what you're putting them onto, they just kind of almost are attracted. Oh, it's just going a wee bit to the side. Start again. Okay, that's not too bad. So it's like some big sort of tapestry or something showing castle and jousting. It looks like a shout out to the old yellow castle from back in the day, and there was a jousting set as well at one point. You can just see that there, sorry. Alright, so yeah, that then just, oh, I'm an absolute spanner. Put it on upside down. Oh, what a bummer. It's not really that easy to fix. I've no way of getting this sticker back off again. Oh, I hate stickers. That's what I get for not paying attention. I don't even know if there's anything I can do about that to make it better. So yeah, obviously this is upside down and isn't going to sort of present properly now. Yeah, which is really annoying. I don't really know what I can do about it. I'd love to try and get it off, but I've got nothing. Oh, I've got a knife here, but I hate scraping. Where did I put the knife? I hate scraping the tiles as well. Sometimes with a knife you can just kind of get in underneath the sticker enough to pull it up. I just don't want to damage the sticker. If we just find like a wee section, you know, that's maybe not quite on as well as the rest, and maybe be able to get in underneath and lift it, but it's not really going too well so far. Might have to just have it on upside down and then I'll work it out at some point, or maybe see if I can get a replacement sticker. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, we're in. We're in. I've got it off. Ta-da. Thank goodness for that. Right, it's probably going to lose a wee bit of stickiness now, but that's okay. You know what? It's not perfect, but at least it's the right way around. I can pop that on there then. Brilliant. Okay, so that. Right, I think I know what's going on in here. I think this little building, let's have a look at the front. I did tell you sort of what all the buildings are in the front of the instructions. What have we got? Watchtower, cheesemaker shop. I've got a few crafts people, so this looks like maybe this is like a little rug or something that someone has been building maybe for the king, I don't know. You can see inside, I know when I was building this I did wonder what all these were, but there's like lots of kind of spools and stuff inside, they're all different colours. So that's obviously all the thread and stuff that was used to build the to produce this nice tapestry piece here. So then this just goes inside, and that's obviously what they've been working on. Oh, there we go. Does this tapestry look familiar? The motif in the tapestry maker's latest design is actually based on a popular jousting tournament scene from the 1978 Lego model 375 Castle. So there you go. All the information is actually in the instructions. That's very cool. I like that. So this is a tapestry maker's shop then, and that's what they've been working on. Okay, now we join these two buildings up. And as you can see, they kind of hinge in together then. And that gives you kind of that nice little sort of enclosed building there. Just a few bits to put in then just to kind of finish it all off. But yeah, it just closes those buildings in then, so you can present them as kind of like a cohesive solid unit. Or if you want to open them out, then obviously they can be displayed, you know, in different ways, various different ways, however you want to. But that's quite good. It's cool now that you can see it sort of taking shape and completing. And just a few extra bits to put on here, and then that'll be the end of that bag. Just move that back a wee bit. And quite a few pieces left over. There's a bar there that looks like it possibly should be, but I don't recall seeing it anywhere. So, and that goes in there and just holds it all together. Very good. Right, so that's the end of bag number 8. So I'll just move all those pieces over there, and I don't know if this is the tapestry maker or not, but he can just stand at the front. In fact, no, you know what, I'm going to come over with the other lady out of the way for now. Right, I'm just going to go and get the next bag then, and we'll build it a little bit more. In fact, I can probably set this out away now, because I imagine that's just finished with that. We need one of the 16 by 16 plates tonight. We've got our next little character in this bag as well. We've got a young chap here. I'll give you a wee look at him in a second once I build him up. Right, so he has 2 faces, so I'll let you have a wee look at those. He's wearing a little hat. I'll keep that off until we've seen him. And he's holding a little spoon. Where's his legs? That's not how difficult it would be to find some places, so they're dark brown. Shouldn't be that hard to find, there they are. Okay, so he looks a little bit disheveled. His clothes are a bit patchy and dirty. But this is this little gentleman anyway, so there you can see printing them on the front of his torso. Nothing terribly significant, just a wee bit of detail on them. And then he's got a nice smiley face there. And if we turn him around, you can see that he has like a shocked face, and yeah, just some patching and dirt and stuff in the back of his outfit there. So, and then he has a little kind of gnome style hat that goes on, and we'll pop him just beside the bees. Hopefully he doesn't get stung. Right. So I think this is the next building that kind of passes on to the other side of this taller one here. So start off with the hinge pieces. I love now how Lego actually give you these hinge pieces attached. It used to be in older sets they would come in with 2 parts, and you'd have to find 2 bits to put them together. Not that it's a huge handling, but just one less thing you have to do. What I will say is, it's a lovely set. There is quite a bit of detail in it, but compared to the Hocus Pocus set, which I just finished. The level of detail in it is extraordinary, and internally it's fantastic. There's just so much going on, so many little Easter eggs and little mini bills and details and stuff. It's fantastic. It's such a good wee set. It's not to take anything away from this one. It's slightly different focus here. There's lots of builds in this, whereas that's just one big building. But no, it was. Even took me by surprise just how much was going on inside it. It's a very, very busy sort of interior as well. Okay, so this is a slightly more substantial build, this one. Okay, if anyone has any suggestions in terms of the viewing angle and stuff that I'm using here, please do let me know, because I have moved things around a little bit for the stream and I put the camera a little bit higher now. It's just probably a little bit harder to see details and stuff, but I thought I'd maybe be able to get a little bit more in. I just don't have a lot of room to work with on this table. So yeah, if you're finding that you just can't quite see enough detail or enough of the build, do let me know in the comments and I can move things around. So just a wee bit of sort of external detailing going on here, just sort of creating a wee bit of sort of terrain and stuff around the front of the building. And now we have got what looks like a doorway of some sort, but it's quite small. It's only 3 studs wide, so I'm not sure. Right, and now we've got some. Let's just get this angle right. So we've got a lot of tiling going on here then, so it's just kind of the whole floor. So I'm going to start with, I kind of, whenever I'm doing tiling like this, if there's a few different bricks for use to create a pattern, I like to, bricks, elements, I like to sort of focus on one first. So there's quite a few 2x2 like bluish grey, so I'm going to do them all first. And that just makes it a wee bit easier, I find, sometimes, just to kind of position other bits and pieces in whenever you get to them. And one more somewhere. Hiding on it. Oh, there it is. That's all of them, and then we've got these sort of plates with 2x2 dark bluish grey plates with the studs on. So I'll put them all in next as well. And I do just find it a wee bit easier to kind of follow my way through whenever I do it this way. Maybe it's. And that's great until something doesn't quite add up. No. And we've got some wee L-shaped pieces, so we'll just pop them all in. Quite nice, just a few nice wee sort of floor patterns created here. Using like 4 or 5 different pieces. Just creates a wee bit of variety, so it doesn't, instead of. Oh, here, I'm missing a piece. Where's that hiding? That's in the wrong place. Not so easy to get out, it would seem. There we go. Okay, and then we've got these wee sort of dark bluish grey sort of quarter circle tiles in that go in alongside this. So I don't know if that's maybe just trying to represent some damaged tiles or something, just create a wee bit of sort of wear or something like that within the floor itself. the remaining squares are filled out with light blue grey triangles. And again, maybe just to try and represent a wee bit of wear in the floors, you know, rather than having all those sort of super smooth surfaces. Not entirely sure what this little building is yet, but obviously there's a lot goes on in here. Floors have seen slightly better days. There we go. Okay, so move it back around again. I reckon this will be a little fireplace in the corner here. This seems to be the way they do the fireplaces in all the buildings with the hey man, how you doing? Welcome back. I did promise you I'd give you a shout for what it's worth. I don't know how much reach it'll get, but I suppose every little helps, doesn't it? Right. There should be a couple more of these pieces. Oh, there they are, looking me right in the face. Well, you're very welcome. It's not really it's not hard to give people a shout out or something, isn't it? I don't know. Like I said, I'm still fairly small fry, so I don't know how much impact it would have. But you know, it's nice to be nice, isn't it? And even if one person sort of follows it up, then it's all good. I know I'm very appreciative of sort of whatever, you know, any shoutouts that I get, or any likes or comments or anything. It's kind of nice to sort of create a wee community and start chatting to people. So anyone that's tuning in now, if you're even remotely interested in sort of my content, do please give us a wee sub. Tons of Lego content coming up. So I have like a weekly long form video that goes out. At the minute they're just unboxing videos, but I'm sort of getting through the unboxings, and once I do, the content will start to vary a little bit. There'll be a bit more sort of maybe a bit more vlogging, a bit more layout building and stuff like that. I also have like a few wee series is going as well, just little mini unboxings, and I have a little series going where I'm kind of building the Lego Dungeons and Dragons set. I'm sort of adding pieces for every subscriber I get. So again, if anyone's watching, you're not currently subscribed, then please consider doing so. I would really appreciate it. Also give this video a thumbs up as well. That would really help and be much appreciated. Oh, you youngins, your lives are just scrolling. Well, here, good luck. Thank you very much for popping by and saying hello anyway. So for anyone just tuning in, we're just continuing on with a wee build series here, a wee live build series that we started at the weekend, start of the weekend there. So we're just building the medieval town. I've just realised I've spelled it wrong actually in the title. It's the medieval town square, not the Squate, whatever that's meant to say. Yeah, so set number 10332. It's one of the Lego Icons range. This is a set that come out, I'm not sure when it came out actually. It's been on the go for at least a year anyway. Perhaps longer. Maybe this, I'll have a look at the box in a sec and just have a look at the release date for it. Should be armed with all this information prior to the extra streams, isn't it? Yeah, so it's a 2024 set, so it's been out for the best part of the year anyway. But it's a cool set. I'm enjoying it so far. It's not the most complex it builds, and you know there's not a huge amount of detail, but you know, there's enough there to make it interesting. And there's a little bit of variety sort of across the different builds, you know. So So yeah, I think I was saying previously the Lego store's opening in Belfast on Thursday, and there's like a preview even on Wednesday, which I have got an invite to, which is great. I don't know quite how to approach it from a content creation point of view. I've never actually vlogged in public before, and I don't quite know if I have the confidence to do it or not, but I was sort of thinking I'll try and capture as much as I can on the night, and even if I sort of record some stuff and voice over it, should still be interesting enough. And then I will be buying something. I can't go to the Lego store and not spend money. And there's like, you do get like a cool wee gift with purchase set, which is unique for store openings, which also comes with a little sort of tile sort of with details relevant to the store itself that's opening. So I'll obviously be buying something so I can get those wee gifts, so I can do like a little kind of unboxing element to the video as well. Yeah, I don't know, the old live vlogging, I'm not sure quite how I feel about that. To be fair, the preview in itself is probably going to be sort of largely sort of fans and content creators. You know, there won't be any public access, so that's probably the best time to do it. Maybe a good way to kind of get the confidence levels up a wee bit. But I don't know, I'm not quite sure how to approach it. Can't wait to go though, I'm really looking forward to it. So this is absolutely the cheesemonger, because we have got some tables full of all sorts of cheese coming together here. I think that goes without saying. So we also built what is presumably his little stall sort of earlier in the series. Yeah, so for anyone maybe didn't see it, that's it there. So his little market stall just full of all his cheese and a few croissants and bread and stuff as well. And then obviously here we are now building his little cheesemongers where he creates all his cheesy delights. I personally don't like cheese. I'm one of those people. I'm sure there's not a huge amount of us. I think we've got blue cheese and everything here. Yeah, so I don't like cheese. I'm a bit weird like that. So yeah, I can't really appreciate it very much. I don't really like any. I don't mind like toasties and stuff like that. I can kind of tolerate that, but I wouldn't really thank you really much for cheese. So I don't know exactly what all these different cheeses are being represented here, but there's a few different ones anyway. Then we've got the door then that opens inwards. And then we've got a chair or something here. I like the way they've built a lot of these chairs. I suppose they're very akin to the era, you know, where everything is very sort of solid and wood. So they're all quite substantial chairs. And just imagine the little carpenter who lives maybe in one of the other units or works out of one of the other units has maybe built that. There is this chair here which was part of all the kind of wee mini builds as well, which we built previously. So again, you can see similar sort of style. It's got that real sort of heavy, sort of like sort of feel to it. Haven't actually had a look to see what's going on in the Liverpool Newcastle game. If anyone's watching it on the side, let me know if there's any score. Should be an interesting match with everything that's kind of going on with Isak at Newcastle and Liverpool's desire to sign him and whatnot, so should be a real feisty one, I would think. Okay, so there's like a very interesting kind of half door there, like a barn door style going on the side of the building, so that kind of explains that 3 wide access. it just overlaps in on either side. And then just a few sort of bits of internal detail. So he's obviously working on some more cheese there. And we've got another pot here which has got, yeah, it looks like sort of the earlier stages of the cheese is kind of a bit more curdy like. A couple of new bits and pieces on the go here. So over that nice sort of fireplace there, the fire oven. And then we've got a cat then that goes in here. So apparently, according to the little note we have here, the cat fills a very important role in keeping the village free from mice and other pesky rodents. Seems only fair it should receive a little milk for its efforts. So there you go. The cat is hanging out in the cheesemonger's, getting his little fix. And that's the end of that bag. So we'll get one more bag here. I think this will maybe be, well, we'll see, we'll maybe do 2 more tonight. We'll get up to bag 10. I think that'll be those. Sneaky suspicion that bag 10 will just finish this section of the build down. The other sort of structure looks a little bit larger. There's like a watchtower and stuff on that side and slightly more substantial buildings, so I think a bit more goes into that. And then there's also a little section with the tree and stuff in it as well. So just first up then we've got a wee torch, not a torch, candle. The pre-torch days. Thanks very much for everyone that's tuned in. I appreciate you taking the time to drop by. Make sure to say hello, and also give us a wee like on the stream. It would help massively, just to sort of push the content and sort of direct it towards other LEGO fans that might be interested or not, I don't know. But yeah, every little thumbs up helps massively. Again, it's that sort of same sort of Tudor style of design. So it's all built sideways using sort of the what are they, like they're 1 by 1 by 1 3/4 or 1 2/3. So it's like a brick and 2 plates high, which is kind of the same size as a 2 by 1 brick or plate sideways, and then it just creates those nice helps you create those nice vertical and horizontal lines sort of throughout the build. So we have that in this little sort of cottage in the side here, but it was white and black, whereas this one's kind of tan and brown, so it's nice. A little bit of variety. We'll get some nice sort of nice design. And then we've got all these little kind of mesh windows, which are cool as well. And then here we've just got a couple of flowers in the outside here, just to add a wee bit of colour. And another bee, another one of the little bee tiles. And that just fits into that wee window ledge there, just fills that side up nicely. I'm just going to build up the little chimney coming up here then from the furnace inside, with all the cheese is being made on. A couple more wee windows going in on the sides then as well. How's everybody's Mondays anyway? Definitely not everyone's favourite day of the week. How do we... Anything fun happen for anyone? Anyone sort of back to school, or we still holidaying or working, or what's going down? I don't work Monday, so I had a nice day off. My kids are still off as well, so a wee bit of entertaining to do, but it was a quiet day. For a busy Sunday, visiting friends, we just kind of chilled a wee bit today. My wife's a teacher, so she's not quite back yet either. Well, there's actually a bank holiday here as well, so. There we go. And we have another sticker coming up. Fabulous. My favourite. I'm going to just pay a little bit more attention to what I'm doing here to make sure that I put the sticker on the right way around, because I can't be bothered going through what I did for the last one. So sticker number 11, I've got 2 of them. So one on each side, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Right, so it goes this way. Holy crap, that's terrible. Just bear with me for a second, folks, because I detest stickers and I need to concentrate super hard to make sure I get. There we go. That's pretty good. Happy with that. And then we have the same sticker on the other side, so it's just like a little cheesemonger sign then. Obviously hanging up outside the cheesemonger's place of work. There we go. I hope you can see that alright. So that just hangs up then outside the door of the cheesemonger. Try that again, see if I can get it into focus. There you are. So yeah, that just hangs up then outside the cheesemonger's door, and then we've got a wee clip goes on the inside then with a wee spoon just for stirring the pots. It's all building up quite nicely here. And then another window on the other side, so we've got a few more windows to go. And then this one again has a little clip on the inside, and we've got a wee bit of foliage growing up on the outside. With a lovely little pink flower. Now we've got that there. So we've just got some nice little flowers growing on the windowsills then, and then again another wee clip on the inside, and this time we've got a wee knife, which is here. And presumably for cutting, well, I don't know, I was going to say for cutting the cheese. Yeah, probably. There we go. And I've got some nice detailing up the side of this door here with these kind of wee, I don't really know what you call these pieces, but they've got that nice little sort of curved decorative element on them. And these just sort of go on either side of the barn door then. Just create a wee bit of interest on detailing. And that goes on this side. Thanks folks for tuning in, anyone that's just popped by. Appreciate you taking the time to tune into the stream. We're just working our way through a Lego icon set here, so it's a little set from kind of well, it's not really a castle inn. Castle inn doesn't really exist anymore, but from that sort of medieval theme. It's the medieval village, funny enough. So we just started this just over a week ago, and we're cracking through it nicely here. So we've built these 2 structures over here, and they were just working on this third little structure then that goes on the other side of this little sort of tower building here. So it's a nice wee build. And so far this little building here actually has been my favourite. It's probably got the most detail in it compared to all the others. Yeah, so it looks nice externally as well, but it's also got a ton of internal detailing with all the cheese and stuff. And, well, I say a ton, a bit more than some of the other buildings, so it's a bit more interesting to look at, and it's got a bit more going on inside it. The other buildings are sort of a wee bit hollower in terms of detail, but sort of externally they're nice, and they all sort of sit very nicely together. I think they've done a very good job of sort of having all these slightly different style buildings all representing inside one another. Okay, and that's that. And then there's just a wee bit of some plates going on here just to hold everything together. Just make the structure a little bit more solid. It goes like that. There we go. I made a mistake. I have, of course I've made a mistake. Okay, what did I do wrong there? What have I done wrong? Okay, there we go. That makes a bit more sense. And then we got two of these. Yeah, one there. One there. Oh, something's still not right here. Something's not quite adding up here. I don't think this is right over here either. I actually have no idea what I'm doing here. Right, let's just take this all back and start again. Just make sure I haven't missed something. Take that one out for now. Just we're reverting back one set of instructions here because I'm doing something terribly wrong and I can't work out what it is. And then take that off as well. Right, so first things first. Oh yes, I've just put them on the wrong side. That's what's wrong. Okay, so this one goes here, like so. Then that goes there and that goes there. Right, okay. That's all good, it's all good. I just wasn't really paying attention and put the wrong pieces on the wrong side. So that one then goes here. Okay, all good. We're sorted. Lots of small pieces in here, and that's half the problem. I'm just not paying very good attention to what it is I'm doing. I'm a little bit distracted.
Hi guys.
Right. So what are we working on now? So it looks like some sort of shelving. I don't know if if this is kind of starting, well, it's not really a second floor. There might be like an eaves. There's quite a pitched roof, so I don't know if we've got like a wee bit of a section kind of to the front with a bit of an eaves in it, where there's looks like there's a few bits and pieces stored here. So let's just build it up anyway, and we'll see when we get through a little bit. There's no point guessing it. Okay. Well, very quiet in the chat tonight, folks. Anyone just dropping in, make sure and leave us a wee hat in the chat. Let us know how your Monday's been, or you just say hello. Yeah, so this goes up on this side then. Oh yeah, so that's just a continuation then of the sort of chimney out of the furnace. There's a lot of plate work in these builds, or in this build rather. I suppose it just helps create those nice sort of wooden lines through the build. You know, keeping the vertical element as well, sort of right up through the building. Now we want to go on the other side. It's funny, it doesn't look like much when you're building it, but then whenever you sort of place it into the set, you know, where it's obviously meant to be, it kind of makes a bit more sense, and you can kind of understand and see it a little bit better. Just nice little details that kind of don't really make sense sometimes until they're kind of placed into the set itself. Right there. It goes on along. There we go. Right, I'm not very good at following instructions anymore. Hey Alexandria, thanks for dropping by. How you doing? What do you think of this build? Oh, I hate the old times too. So I wish I read it before I started building it. Kind of like that whenever you have to do like maybe two of the same thing. I like to sort of build them at each stage together. But I didn't actually realise that was that was a times 2 on that section, so naturally I didn't do it. Oh, is that the Creator 3-in-1 haunted house? The one that came out pretty recently, or is it the original? Looks very cool. I love the minifigures. I really want the werewolf minifigure. I loved it from sort of the original set, and it was in I think it was in a CMF series as well way back, wasn't it? And I really like that, so I kind of would maybe like to pick it up for the minifigures. Right, that's the end of bag 9, I think it was. So yeah, we're on the bag 10, so this will be my last bag tonight, I think that's a good place to finish. And how are you getting on with the build? Are you enjoying it? Is it good? Are you doing like the main build, or you build it and then break it down and do one of the alternative builds, or is there an alternative build? I can't remember. It is a 3-in-1 set, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know now if I'll pick it up myself. I really like it. I do really like it, but I'm not sure if it's one I'll get. Maybe it'd be a nice set to kind of to build and sort of add to, flesh out a wee bit. Sometimes like the 3-in-1s, they're cool, but sometimes it can be a wee bit sort of short on detail just because of what they are. I don't know, we'll see. It imploded, or you were building it aggressively and smashed it up. Is it a flimsy build, or is this one on you? Right, I need to pay attention here because this is one of these ones where it's very clearly showing you where to put things. And there we go. Am I right in saying that it has an open back? I haven't really, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really looked too much at the set. I recall it sort of being leaked initially, and obviously then it dropped there. Is the boat one of the alternative builds? I don't know, I like the haunted house, I think it looks good. I think that's one of the joys about those 3-in-1 sets, you know, you can kind of build it, break it down, build it again, something different, you know. I like the minifigures are cool, that's what I was saying. I love the werewolf in particular. Have you seen the build the minifigures that are hitting for Halloween, or well, for this month? There's a really cool ghost, and a mummy. They would definitely accompany the haunted house set really well. You know, it's really good timing too, because obviously I'm in Northern Ireland and we have never had a Lego store. Obviously there's one in Dublin, but it's not super accessible and it's a different currency, which isn't necessarily the end of the world, but you know. yeah, we have a Lego store opening this week for the first time in Belfast, which is brilliant. So I'll finally be able to pick up the band pickers myself without having to sort of reach out to people across the water to get them for me. I've sort of heavily relied on sort of friends that I've made sort of through various communities on Instagram and stuff to pick the figures up for me and send them on, which is great that they do, but I hate being sort of a sort of burden on people and asking them all the time to do it, so I cannot wait to actually be in a position to pick the sets up myself. Yes, I did see the pumpkin truck. I wasn't sure whether to get it or not. How was it as a build? Was it good? I do like, I'm not a big Halloween person, so it doesn't really grab me, you know, in that regard. But I thought it was a cool wee truck. You know, I'm kind of always thinking, you know, about sort of layout stories and stuff like that there whenever I sort of get around to building stuff. And I have the Hocus Pocus house, which I built. The Hocus Pocus house, which I built a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sort of trying to think up fun wee stories, you know, for it when I'm positioning it in the layout. And I was thinking maybe it could be like a part of my layout that's set at Halloween time, and could be like could have like I don't know, some sort of a Halloween themed party going on or something like that, and perhaps you could have that wee pumpkin truck sort of scooting around outside. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, the Hocus Pocus house was fantastic. I absolutely love the build. I think I was saying earlier on actually in this stream, the level of detail on the inside of it is insane. They've absolutely gone to town on it, which is great. I love, you know, to see sort of that much detail going into something. I'm not, well, I say unfortunately, I'm not an enormous Hocus Pocus fan, so a lot of the, hold on, bear with me 1 second. Okay, that's us. Yeah, so a lot of the little references are a wee bit lost on me, but it was very good. And the minifigures are awesome as well. Love the minifigures. Again, just super detailed. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That will also mean that there's at least one piece going on the Dungeons and Dragons set. So I don't know if you've sort of nosy at my channel much, but I have another wee series going at the minute where I add one piece to the Lego Dungeons and Dragons set for each new subscriber I get. Now, it's a wee bit on the slow side, so I've cheated a wee bit every now and again and added more than one piece. But I'm sort of just building that as we grow. So you will obviously now essentially become a part in that set. So thank you very much. Make sure to check it out and see what you think. It's a very cool set as well. It's great, but I maybe had these like grand plans of things happening really quickly. I saw somebody else doing it, if I'm being entirely honest, and it was, you know, for them it was a great way to start growing their channel. I think the fact that my channel had already been in existence for a while probably doesn't really help, because from an algorithm point of view probably treats me slightly differently, but I thought it'd be a really good way to sort of grow the channel. I also really want to get that set built, so I'm desperate to sort of grow just so that I can build that set. So I just need something, just one of the videos to go viral and just tons of people to sub off the back of it, and then we can rattle through it super quick. It's a very cool set though, I love it. I'm not a big D&D fan either, but again, it's just got loads of fun little details and stuff. So definitely check it out. And thank you again for subbing. Appreciate it very much. Righty ho. So that looks like the roof is complete here. We have just the chimney to go on, I think. And I think that'll represent a good place to wrap things up. We're pretty much just finishing up here then. Yeah, I don't think I'll open any more bags tonight. I'll go and try and catch the end of the football. So what we've got, that goes there. That goes there, and then okay, that's quite a. So they've just there's a nice wee chimney that goes on top of the roof, and they've just built it onto one of the wee hinge plates, which just allows you to then. So obviously the roof is going to sit at what, a 45-degree angle, and then it just allows the chimney itself to sit at 90 degrees and sort of square to the rest of the chimney, so that's quite cool. And then this goes on here. This isn't going to be easy to put on. There we go. That's nice, I like that. And have I done something wrong? No. And then that just sits on there. Was that right? Have I done something wrong? There we go. No, that is right. Okay, so yeah, no, it's cool, I like it. They're all so creative, the designers for these sets. I wish I could build as well one. I'd love for my layout to be a little bit more sort of my own design and a bit more unique and creative, but I'm not the most creative of people. So yeah, some of these builds are just so well designed that if nothing else, they just give you ideas and whatnot. But there we go. So that's that little build finished. So there's just a wee view of the outside of it, which is really nice. And then I'll take the roof off, and you can just have a wee look sort of inside as well. So this is the cheesemongers. He's working away really hard in there, making lots and lots of cheese. Really crap at holding things up with the camera. How's that? There we go. So yeah, that's that. Just pop the roof back on again then. And yeah, so we're just going to start. Oh, hold on, bag 11, let's take quite a small one. Yeah, we'll do bag 11. It's just a wee bit of external detailing then for this building, so I'll do bag 11. And then I'll finish this off. There's not really a huge amount in it, so it shouldn't take too long. Ooh, and it comes with a little squirrel. Nice. I'm an absolute sucker for molded Lego animals. I have so many of them. Oh, we've got our goat here as well, so yeah, this is cool. Right, we'll build, so I think we're building just a little fence here then for the exterior of the building. The details are class in this, to be honest. Like I said, some of the other two builds, which you can kind of see in the background there, they probably weren't as detailed, certainly internally anyway. Sort of the external buildings are nice. I think they've done a really good job of them. This one is definitely the best of them so far. Okay, so I don't know if this is a wee fence, maybe actually, or a wee gate. My favourite theme I like a lot. That's a super vague answer. If I had to pick a favourite, I hate this question because it's really, really hard sometimes to pinpoint one theme. Sorry, bear with me just for the concentrate what I'm doing here. I love the icons range, sort of particularly the sort of modular buildings and stuff like that. I'm not hugely into any of the sort of IP sets. I like them, but it's not sets that I'm massively interested in. Lego Ideas is really good. There's so much sort of variety and interest in the sets that they produce for that. And some of them I'm not interested in at all, but I think that's part of what I like about it. You know, it's a theme that appeals to so many different people. I love Lego trains, plain and simple. Now, Lego don't love Lego trains, unfortunately. They don't do the best job at sort of producing trains for Lego fans, but some of the older ones are really good. In fact, my favourite set of all time is still a Lego train from sort of back in the day. What about yourself? I hope that answers the question. I sort of tried to get there. I also actually really like the city line. Not all of it. Some of it's not particularly interesting, but I think there's some cool sets in the city line as well. Yeah, I do have sets from a lot of themes, even Lego Friends, which is by far my least favourite. But every now and again they release something that just compels me to buy it. So we've got some really cool external detailing going on here. I've done a really good job sort of to the side of this wee building with just various little mushrooms and plants and sort of rocks and stuff like that. So yeah, it's one of those questions that's really hard to answer because especially now, you know, there's even some of the less interesting themes. There's some really cool sets come out. Like even Ninjago there, I've no care for Ninjago one way or the other. I'm not really into sort of mechs and stuff like that. But you know, they're sort of big Ninjago city sets and stuff like that. The sort of more modular style ones, they're so class. And even like some of the mechs themselves look amazing. They just don't interest me. Like, so I totally appreciate, you know, the work that goes into the designs of them and stuff like that. But they're just not obviously for me. But there's some very cool sets. So one thing that I really don't like are the mini dolls. I really don't like mini dolls at all. Just a cool wee trough here that we've built. Maybe for, I know there's a cow in this set somewhere, so presumably that's for the cow to drink out of. And then it looks like we have a bit more fencing going the whole way around this. So I'll be intrigued to see this fence because I'm sort of constantly thinking about my own layout, how to do fencing and hedging and stuff like that. And this is pretty substantial actually. It's quite nice that they've sort of put this fencing the whole way around this section of the build. Just kind of completes it. You know, sometimes in these builds there's just like almost just like a representation of something, you know, so you maybe get like a wee bar that runs across a section of it and then that's the end of it, but this seems to carry the whole way around. Do you know what? I don't even know what's coming out in September. That's really really sad actually. I'm not even sure what's coming out. I know the next set that I'm going to buy is the T-Rex fossil. So I'm going to buy that at the Lego store opening on Wednesday night. But beyond that, I actually can't think of what's coming out. Go on. Tell me a few of the sets and see if there's any of them that interest me. September, let me think. Pass. What about you? Have you anything that you're looking forward to getting? I have like a crazy big sort of wanted list, but it's all stuff that has been out, you know, for a little while, rather than stuff that's about to come out. I am, in all honesty, trying to maybe just rein back a little bit on my Lego purchases. If you go back to sort of my intro video, if you can be bothered, you'll get a bit of an idea as to how big my backlog is, and it'll be fully contextualized as well. I'm not just a hoarder that doesn't build stuff. There's a very valid reason for why. So yeah. Oh my word! Of course it is. I forgot about that. So this is really a really difficult one. I do really want the what do you call it? Hogsmeade set. However, I'm really disappointed by it. For the price, I think it's super underwhelming, especially compared to, because obviously it's going to be compared to the Diagon Alley set, which I do have in my backlog, which is phenomenal. It's such a good set. I think the Hogsmeade set is just so underwhelming and overpriced, sort of compared to that. However, I do feel like I want it, and I have a sneaky suspicion it might come with a gift and purchase that is available with only it, which I hate the way they do that now, because it kind of, I think it's a bit cheeky, really. Little red squirrel, part of this build. So I know these aren't new, but I think they're really cool little molded animals. I have hundreds of these, and I don't think that's an exaggeration. Literally hundreds. I have so many. And we also have the illustrious grey goat, the return of the goat. There we go. So I've got a load of these as well. Well, not as many. I have a lot of because they also released a different colour goat with the collectible minifigure line. So I have loads of those. Okay, and then this obviously just clips on to the other side and just finishes this little sort of section off really nicely. I think this is a good place. A good place to end, actually. So do you intend on picking anything up, Alexandria, in the September the 1st release? Are you a fan of the Harry Potter sets? It's actually a theme that I am intending to thin out massively. I have so many Harry Potter sets that I sort of started buying over the years that I just have no real desire to hold on to anymore. So I have every intention of massively thinning down and selling out that collection. What about you? If you have anything that you're looking forward to getting, or I've nothing against the theme, by the way. It's not even necessarily that. It's more a case of there's just too much, and I kind of have to rein back a little bit on what I'm collecting because I have too much Lego. As crazy as that might sound, and I just a lot of it I just don't want or anymore, or I just don't have the time to sort of build. Or I think it's more a case of if it's not something that I have like a huge interest in, or if it's not something that I'm massively interested in or can display nicely, or can factor into my layout, then I just struggle to see the value in it. So yeah, I'm sort of trying to thin that collection out a little bit. So I'll have a lot of it that I'll be selling over the next few months. But I want the Gringotts Bank 'Cause I do have Diagon Alley. Haven't built it yet, but I do have it. And I really want Gringotts in to add on to that. And I think I would like Hogsmeade. I would like kind of to have like a little sort of Harry Potter section within my layout. And I don't mind that. You know, I don't mind having those buildings and sort of creating them within my layout, but beyond that, I'm not really that terribly interested anymore. Right, that's me finished for tonight, I think. This is really cool actually now that I see it in this form. I'm actually going to bring the camera down to sort of table level so I can show you a little bit better. It's going to be ropey hand camera work, so apologies for that, but I'll just give you a wee better view of kind of the set and how it looks. So here we have, let's see if I can zoom out a wee bit, there we go. So that's kind of where we've got up to so far. So that's us through kind of the first 11 bags. That kind of represents one half of the build. So I really, really like it. It's really cool. Some lovely details. Kind of hard to spin it around with one hand because it has the little hinge bricks that won't open. But I'll try and give you a full view sort of the whole build. There we go. So then that's the back side of it. Got that nice little fence in that runs the whole way around. We've got our little animals here, a little squirrel and our goat. I'll turn the goat around so he's feeding from the trough. And then obviously that's the cheesemonger's hut, so you can just see inside there. I don't have any of the actual minifigures themselves. And then on the other side, so this is the tapestry. And if anyone was here for the placement of that sticker, you will remember that went on the wrong way and thankfully it was fixed. And then there's just inside that building. It's hard really to see. The lighting's not great. There's not a whole lot of detail in there, but it's just like a little tower, I suppose, that kind of connects the two sides. So there we go. That's that. Yeah, I'm going to call the night here anyway, but I'll be back on Friday to carry on this build. I think next up there is a little bit of sort of scenery with like a tree and a pond and stuff and things like that. But I like it. It's looking really good. It looks so much better actually whenever the buildings are all joined up and alongside each other like that. It actually is a bit more substantial looking too. These buildings all look really small individually, but when you see them all together like that, they look super. So yeah, thank you very much. Thanks and cheers for the chat, Alexandria. I'll hopefully catch you on another stream. Good luck with your finishing off your haunted house, whether you build it as a haunted house or revert to the boat. You'll have to let me know how you get on anyway. But yeah, thank you. See us all later and have a good evening. It's all right.